The champion.
We're lying to our kids.
yeah.
Success is given, it's not earned.
Nowadays, people are getting married later, are they not?
In the eyes of God, you're creating a covenant. In the eyes of the law, you're signing a contract.
To be honest, if I have the means to be able to, have the success, let's give you everything that you need, like Donald Trump, here's $1 million. Why wouldn't you do that?
The Christians are acting wild. The non-Christians are acting wild. Demons are acting more faithful than them. Like, I don't know what's going on, right?
I was on the verge of canceling the whole YouTube this month. Like, bro, guys, you don't understand. When I upload these episodes...
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Disruption Podcast. 288. We're here.
Sir.
Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this around.
Yes, sir.
Got an hour, 20 minutes to entertain you.
On the dot.
Thank you for spending time with us. We hope you enjoy it. It's going to be fun.
I hope so.
We're talking about Iman Shumpert getting rinsed by his ex-wife. Talking about
Australian government.
Australian government getting rinsed by the traditional owners of the land, as they should. What else are we talking about? Mount Rushmore of our personal lives, right?
Tough.
Trying to aspire to some greatness.
Yeah, we'll see whose life actually has greatness written for it. It's Noor the Baghdaddy.
Steve Philosophy in the building, baby.
It's your girl, Moeezy.
It's the prince.
Bro, are you going to smell your microphone the whole day or what? Like, your mic is here, bro.
I want them to hear me clearly.
Yeah. Hey, good episode last week, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
episode
Yeah,
last
it was
week.
Sergio boys.
Yeah. I don't know
guys
if it was
enjoyed being
Sergio or you
away?
guys, but somehow the people came back, man. We praise God.
That's
Hey,
it.
man.
Praise God,
That's
bro.
it. I think the numbers are kind of back up as well.
Nah, I don't know. I hate everyone. I was on the verge of canceling the whole YouTube this month. Like, bro, guys, you don't understand. When I upload these episodes and the clips every week, man, it hurts my heart. No, why am I talking to y'all? I need to talk to you guys, bro.
It's like you're looking at me like it's my fault.
Guys, my finger was hovering over delete channel, bro. But yeah, very nice episode. Very
Thank
good.
you. No, it was fun. It was fun
If
conversation.
you guys haven't listened to that, make sure you tap back into that episode for sure. But yeah, man, we were having a good time with the family here in Sydney. Couples retreat.
I was gonna say it was good to be
Yeah,
back,
that's what you guys already.
Yeah, man. Did a little couples retreat. So started off me asking my dad, like, yo, like we should go to like dinner, like him, my mom, myself, and Marwa. Dude gets gassed. You know, I don't know, maybe parents get excited as well. Like, you know, normally
He wants to spend time with us.
oh my gosh, no decorum, yeah. Let's go to Sydney. So, whoa. Bro, so we ended up in Sydney.
the
Says the
advantage
address
of it,
like
yeah.
this doesn't look like it's
Fam.
Melbourne, bro.
Good
Yeah,
time.
now it was a nice part of Sydney, man.
Yeah.
It's like near the airport, but it's like a beach spot. But like I never knew
It
of this
existed.
area because Sydney's also set up different to Melbourne,
is.
where their city, like their CBD, because it was 20 minutes where we stayed, is 20 minutes away from like airport, 20 minutes away from beach. What do you mean, bro?
So good.
It was a good time with them.
great
Man. It was
city.
good. It was good to just chat,
Yeah.
talk about
What do you
stuff.
guys talk about?
Catch up.
Because it's like, you know, when you're in a situation where it's like, so like, for example, you might be
Yeah.
best friends even, right? Not
Yeah.
like you, like as in, all right, you two and me and my partner go,
Yeah.
all right? Because we know this is a double date, that we can talk all the time, but it's like as soon as we put the parameters of double date, it's like
What are we chatting about?
formal, isn't it, guys? You know, like what's
Yeah,
that feeling with your parents?
Man, I mean, what's from your perspective?
That was interesting because I was even like, okay, usually when we go away, like the whole family's there, so you can kind of bounce off each other. This person will talk here, these people will talk here. But we knew there were going to even be moments where all four of us are just in the car, and we know that all of us, we like to talk. His mum likes to talk. His dad is a bit more on the quiet side, but if he talks, he'll talk. And so I was like, yeah, it'll be interesting, like what kind of conversations we have. But to be honest, I feel like there were barely any moments where we were quiet. It was just like talking about life. And because our life is like, there's so many things going on, or even just with Daniel as well, all the community stuff. So they're just like asking, like, how's this going? How's the planning for life going? And then, of course, you know, with your parents as well, you also talk about, oh, like, you know, you guys see these people, you counsel these people, like, how's that going? And all that type of things. I'm not sure if you have a different perspective, but it was just so
Did it
nice.
reveal
It was
the
wholesome.
juice on
Any
what's
juice?
going on?
We tried
small
to,
one
but
too.
you know.
As a council, yeah, it's going good. Why should this one couple? I don't know if they're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Who are they?
I think
They
it was
kept the
cool.
secret.
It was cool because I was even just talking to them on the ones of like, yo, like, what's the plan for you guys? Like, what's the plan for your life?
Yeah,
Like,
of
what are
course.
you thinking?
Are you trying to have kids? Or?
Yeah, literally, bro. I was like, what are you up to? It's like
Another
hearing
brother
about
or
when they
sister.
want to
retire
and like talking about, we're working towards this. Mom was like, bro,
I'm done.
If your dad tells me tomorrow we're good to stop, I will stop. So it's like just talking about that kind of stuff and like, oh man, it was cool. Obviously, they hit you with the question of like, hey, when are you guys gonna have your kids?
Shut up.
Bro,
Imagine you
I was gonna
answer
swap
like that.
the car, man. I'm gonna shake this car right now, man. But it was a good time. I think,
was.
yeah,
Very
it was nice. It
wholesome.
was very,
What's
very good to do
what's
so.
the layout when you enter the car? Yeah, is it like
Yeah.
you and dad in the front,
Mate,
wives in
this-
the back?
yeah,
Is
the
it
men are leading
mom
the
and
shit.
Yeah, we
dad?
were in the
Okay.
back the whole
Oh,
time.
no way.
We get
whole
this is
time.
what it is though. Because of how tall my dad and I are,
That makes sense.
it becomes an automatic thing
yeah,
a little bit,
That
right?
makes sense.
I'm happy because I believe I'm compact tall.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be at the back and let my mom sit there. But I think even she was like, nah, stuff that. My dad didn't even want to drive, so I'm driving and my dad's in the passenger.
okay.
It was kind of like that. So it was good, man. It
It
was
was
a good
very
time. Yeah, but man, we're back here.
Yeah.
Coming back, I said, damn it, man.
With this
Why can't
change.
this just be life, bro? Like, all right, stuff that we go with my parents. Let's go on a trip. And then after that, let's go on. Bro, imagine that. Hey, man, one day, bro. One day. All right, let's get into the juice there, man. What's going on? Mr. Iman, huh?
Are we doing that? We're doing
Yeah,
Marwa's
Oh, do
game.
your game.
Sorry,
Oh,
you
sorry
really-
about
yeah,
that,
yeah.
man.
You
I'm too
didn't wanna-
excited. I'm
Getting
like my
into
dad,
Marwa's
man.
game.
Really didn't
Like
want to play
father,
my
like
game,
son,
bro.
man.
You just got to play Marwa's game, huh?
Yeah, really didn't want to play the game. Okay.
Also, I'm expecting the game to be very good for you to be adamant about it being.
Oh no,
From
because
how
it's based
far,
on the
right?
topic that we're about to
Ah,
talk about. You guys are
sensei, I
silly,
like
bro.
that then.
Because there's a
You guys
couple
are
of topics. The
annoying.
Iman one is interesting.
Top 5 reasons for divorce.
Oh.
So top 5 reasons for divorce.
Top five reasons.
Oh, sorry. So you guys do your top 3, and then
yeah.
we'll
Oh,
do
wow.
the top.
This is actually
I'll say the
tough.
top 5.
Hey, Carlos back in his bag. He's been waiting for a
The only
top
thing-
three.
The only thing is I don't know anything about divorce because I believe in love and successful marriage.
Come on,
So did all the
man.
people
What
that got
not to do?
divorced.
I know, yeah.
You know what not to do though. So, all right, yeah, we'll do top 3 reasons for divorce. So today's top 3 is top 3 reasons for divorce, and we'll start over on that side. If you
All right.
may.
So first thing I said was infidelity. Second one is financial reasons, like just because money tends to tear people apart. And then the third one I wrote because I remember every time I see a celebrity, like I'd go on the Wikipedia, read about their personal life, whatever, it says they got divorced for irreconcilable differences.
Yep.
It's always like basically we just don't see life the same, pretty much, and that's what it is.
All right, cool. First 2 reasons, exactly the same as yours. The last one, I said disconnecting marriage / expectation.
Disconnecting.
Oh, so
Yeah.
gotcha.
Like there's a
pretty much
disconnect.
all 3 we wrote the same.
Yeah.
You say? Yeah, cool.
So like we just see things differently.
Yeah.
Solid. And this guy.
Hi,
Hi. What's on your list, sir?
That's
Chief Love Operator. Damn, couldn't even say it, man. I don't believe it. Number 1, infidelity. Number 2, family stresses. So I believe maybe children and family getting involved, that kind of stuff. The naysayers. And then number 3, finances. Number 4, honorable mention, is big back. So just changes in attraction and appearance. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't hold these views. I just think those people potentially might hold those views.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, fair.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. So
Let's see.
we will go from top 5. I will say I'm not sure if I agree with this one, the top 5, the number 5, but I'll say it anyways because if you Google it, this is what the Google will tell you. But marrying too young. So in
Fair.
5th position.
Yeah,
apparently
no,
marrying-
that's probably one
I
of the
really
biggest
agree
ones.
with this.
Young, really?
I
As in, like
agree.
top 5 reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this someone
Okay.
gets made up like
I was
It's not even
young
top 3.
and
Yeah.
XYZ.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that one.
That's facts. I didn't even think about that.
Your frontal lobe hasn't developed. Like it's
Yeah.
actually
I've seen you speak to yourself.
yours had developed when you got married. What are you talking about?
That is crazy.
Evidently not.
I think I say that in the sense of I feel like nowadays people are getting married later, are they not?
I think
So
that
like it's
I
not.
actually don't know. I don't think I can put a full pen on knowing that people are getting married earlier
People
or
are
younger.
getting married later.
Yeah,
they are
I feel
getting
like
married.
I
they
think
are.
a lot of people are delaying, like talking about a lot of other things later. But I'm seeing
Married.
maybe it's but
Nobody's
maybe
getting
it's a-
married in
maybe
general.
it's a
Nobody's getting
context.
married and waiting 8 years to have a kid in general.
Yeah, wait, what are you saying?
So it's like you're not going to get married at 22 and then have your kid at 30. That doesn't happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
so
I
so it's
don't
like most of the time people are getting married
Just getting married
and
later.
then
innit?
yeah.
Yeah, crazy. 4.
Cool. Number 4, we've got lack of intimacy. So just not
Not enough like what
Yeah.
romance and sex and
exactly.
What do you?
Exactly.
I feel like that's you.
and then you slowly kind of,
right.
you're drifting away because
That's
it's not
interesting.
there.
yeah.
Just think you start working on that as soon as you notice that, no?
But then there could be reasons.
But
as
yeah,
to
I
why,
think
though.
but like that's the thing. It's complex because it's like I think intimacy honestly tends to
Well,
revolve
because
around
I'm
sex,
saying
right?
that's
It's
a
like,
symptom of a different
well,
issue.
that's
then.
the thing, and
Do
then you
know
go,
what I mean?
wait, so why don't you want to
That's
have
what I mean.
sex?
Yeah.
Oh, well, because just can't be bothered. Well, why can't you be bothered? Do you hate me? You know what I mean? Like, imagine the person you're married to tells you, I don't have sex with you. I can't have sex with anyone else.
I don't think I don't think it's I don't want to at all. I think it's just the expectation in terms of how often they do it.
That's a healthy discussion.
Yeah,
I know, but let's just say,
then?
but let's just say someone's like, hey, twice a day, you get me, and then she's like, hey, like, babe, I'm tired, like maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so the way it says it here, it's more than just the physical closeness. It's the emotional vulnerability and genuine connection.
That's on there. That's
well.
a different.
Yeah, that's a different thing. Yeah, that's
but
not just
still
about
intimacy still falls under that umbrella.
Yeah, you don't like each other at that point.
Yeah,
I think that's honestly what it is. Like when you have to awkwardly go, like, "Hey, do we like each other?"
we like
Crazy.
it.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Peaky Blinder. In
Top 3.
number 3, we have financial.
Come on,
issues.
Daniel.
So you
Wait,
just,
how the heck is that 3?
Oh, you put that in 3?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So you know a lot about this, huh?
Oh man.
He knows what not to do.
Yeah, chief love operator, mate.
Okay.
In number 1, we.
Number 2,
Wait,
number
wait,
2,
wait.
number 2.
Oh, sorry, number 2. Sorry. Poor communication.
Number 2 doesn't know how to catch. Poor communication.
I was gonna say communication, but I was like, I don't know if this is
Leave
the top
me
3
alone.
reason.
So like family stress.
No,
No, so like disconnect.
Pretty much.
That actually makes
Pretty
sense.
much.
Like
yeah.
so what I said,
Wait,
right?
No.
No stress.
That's
Disconnect.
literally a whole different
Bro, you're
issue.
hiding your face on the camera.
Alright, so disconnect.
Nah, dog.
That
Nah.
poor communication, I think, can lead to a disconnect. But
Yeah,
it's
but it's not
But just
necessarily.
in general,
Hey,
you
hold
just,
that.
you're not communicating
Hold
well.
that.
Bro.
Hold that.
Yeah, I can see how that's a massive.
To be fair, like disconnect is
Bro, hold that.
Okay.
This guy, man.
I hear it though. I hear it.
It makes
He's
sense.
not.
I hear
I
it.
promise you.
Okay,
all know
and
this
in
is
number
number one.
1, what did we all have as number 1?
I have infidelity.
Yeah.
Same? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, number 1 is infidelity.
The champions. Is that me?
Are
Yeah.
you?
Oh shoot.
Yeah, you got 2
Oh,
right.
you-
Yeah.
Hey, well done, bro.
places.
You're really good at divorce.
Yeah, really good at divorce.
He's stupid, man.
We don't know anything about it.
Speaking of divorce, obviously this week, Iman, Shumpert, and Teyanna Taylor
It's not even let
finalized
me
the
sink in,
divorce agreements, whatnot, all that
They've been
kind of
split
stuff.
for how long? What, 3 years now?
I don't
2
know.
years?
I don't know.
think it's about 2-3 years.
It's been a bit of a minute.
You know my thing, right? Before even talking into that,
Okay.
it's very interesting after you've presented yourselves as
As
Yeah.
the standard of
solid,
love, in a
standard,
sense.
secure, and
Everyone looks up to you and goes,
and it's different when people exalt you to that. I'm not gonna hold you to that, but when you lean into that
Yeah.
standard
that
or that image rather,
I think that's the thing. It's like you're setting up this image of like, this is how solid we are, this is how solid we are, this is how solid we are.
Like, what do you mean by setting? What do you mean
Like
by
you
setting?
move
But
like
you know
that.
what it is? It's also, this is a tough thing.
But
with
if you're married,
celebrity.
you're always gonna move like that, though.
Nah, no.
What?
If you're like, if we know right now, hey, our relationship's rocky, like, why are we portraying not in a like, as in we should just air out dirty laundry, but it's like we also don't need to just pretend like we have it all together for people.
I would say that is what it seemed like any interview they had, any
But,
ISO together.
Black love, this, that.
Yeah,
like, that's
it
the
was
whole-
a lot of
No, but I do
just-
think I do think when they were doing that, they were actually good,
Yeah.
right?
When it
but,
started,
but then when it got to a point where it's like, okay, let's actually figure out our marriage,
Yeah.
and this is what we want, if we still want this or
She's
not.
like, brother, you can't keep
Then-
babysitting the kids high.
The-
Do you guys not remember this?
Nah, something. in
That was
my
part
mind
of the whole divorce
vaguely.
thing. Was like, yo, every time I'd send over to the kids, he's high while he's taking
Yeah,
care of
yeah.
them. or
How are they
whatever.
getting sent over, by the way, as well? Like there was
When they
split vibes.
split, yeah.
The split, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, clearly, if you and your partner, you guys are not good, but you guys step out, you guys are still gonna be good when you guys are out, even though things are not really good behind the scenes. You guys just had an argument in the car.
This is where the celebrity stuff also twists things, because I say this respectfully, both of them are not the best at the craft which they're famous for, right? So Iman had a good season or two, but he's not particularly, like, no one's like, I'm going to the Knicks game to watch Iman Shumpert or whatever other basketball team he was on or whatever. Like, it was like, Iman Shumpert's
Who did he
on
play
the
for,
team.
actually? Was it
It was the Knicks
Lakers at
and
a
then
point?
someone else.
Cavs.
Right,
Cavs?
yeah.
Yeah,
He played
Right?
LeBron, yeah.
And then Teyanna Taylor, similarly, she has made good music. I'm not saying she's not a good musician, but no one's like, yo, I need that new
Sell
Teyana Taylor.
I would say at the point in time when they were both even being talked about was because of even the attention.
Okay,
from the,
so this is where I'm going.
Let's hear it.
Because neither of them are like goated in their thing. Their whole celebrity, especially after, like they had their peaks in their thing, but then like they're still young and attractive and whatever. So it's like, and then people like them as a couple. Now the whole package of why we're a celebrity becomes we're a couple. Right? So then you've always, this is why I say the celebrity stuff is murky. It's like, yo, we just got to go out and do this red carpet thing and we've got to look solid and whatever. And then we've got to post and whatnot. And we've got to do the LV campaign together or whatever and look like a solid couple and all this kind of stuff. And it's hard to decipher. Like they might be hating each other at that point, but it's like, we've got to look this way because that's actually how we're making money now.
Yeah. Even in line of, like, after I've said what I said in terms of, like, they were portraying this, at the same time, what does it, how does it serve the marriage narrative if they're constantly talking about, like, the dirty laundry side of things? But I guess don't hyper present something that is almost unattainable or very, very detached from the reality.
I'll give you an example. You ever been eating food and you get like a sauce stain on your shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah. You try to hide it a little bit, right? But you also don't go around and be like, I have the whitest t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I got a sauce stain, but like, let me just do that one,
right
cover
there.
it up a little bit, you know? You know what I mean? It's like, not to expose, hey, guys, look how bad my t-shirt looks, but also not to be like, hey, guys, there's nothing wrong with my t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. But like, I still don't understand. I still don't see. Like, what do you mean by this? What they're portraying? Like,
Because they were leaning into that a lot.
Because that's how they're making money.
There was such a big.
They were
that's
signing
how they
brand deals
bro,
around
together.
them.
Yeah, no,
It
but I
was
think that's
always like
different. It could literally be them being, they're good-looking couple, and they're both into fashion. That's also another thing, yeah. And it could be like, hey, my career is coming to an end in terms of basketball, so I need to look into like what's next.
Yeah.
Right. And she's leaning more into like modeling. So as a couple coming together and say, you know what, let's actually do this. Right.
I mean, what I was saying to start off was not
know.
like, oh, they were wrong for that. I was just saying it's crazy when this is what
Yeah.
this is what you push, and then this becomes
It's
the result.
hard
Not many
because if
years
you're-
later,
But the thing is,
either.
they're not pushing love. They're pushing us. They're pushing doing deals together.
Yeah,
They're
which is
pushing-
the love of their
Which is-
relationship.
but that's-
because
but
you're
that's
Which
what
they're
but
only
that's not-
getting
but
because
don't
they're in
forget,
love.
don't forget the interviews that they had. We've had them verbatim speak
Yeah.
on things themselves too.
Yeah.
Talking
Didn't they
about
do
how
one of those
comfortable-
GQ
So
questions?
secure we
things,
are, yeah.
Whatever.
All
But,
of those-
but everyone does that. When
know,
Kim
but-
and Kanye did that, when this couple, like, no one's
Nah,
gonna
Kim and
have
Kanye's did not look like no love, man.
we don't have a jacuzzi. Yeah, that's love, bro. No. Bro, that's love. You're like, oh, like, I like people saying, like, I love that.
No. I agreed. At the point that you are in love, you
Yeah.
think,
You have love
okay,
to show it.
okay, I'm doing
100%.
basketball, she's doing music, or whatever, all this kind of stuff. Hey, also people really like us as a couple. Why not lean into this?
Yeah.
Right? I get
making
it.
us
I
money.
get as to why you start it as another thing because like we're in love. Like well, it's not going to go wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a problem if you guys know that it's not gonna work out and you're still
Well, that's what I'm
portraying
saying. Is an
That's what
interesting
and that's the
thing.
part that we don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
we
were they portraying that even though at home things are not good at all, but they're doing this for the money now, and we can't do it individually.
How?
Let's say how long can
I'm
you do
going
that for?
what?
No, go.
How long into? Can someone check this? How long into them being together did they have their kid? The first one.
Jeez Louise. Goodness.
Because I just go like, how much does that make you go lean into the whole thing of like, oh, let's be
We
the
have a
happy
kid,
family?
Yeah, let's do it now. I genuinely do think though that they were happy. Like
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't doubt
And
that.
everything that they've put out, it was from a genuine place. Obviously, I think where you're coming in, Carlos, it's like nearing towards the divorce process and everything happening. When did it start becoming, okay, let's just do it for the camera? And when did it stop becoming like, let's do it because we actually love each other to let's just do it for the camera.
Yeah.
Let's just do it now because we need to make money. We need to, ensure that our name is still being spoken about out there, which would be an interesting thing to kind of like hear. I guess
The
we're gonna need
children
that
would have
from
been
them.
around the same time as when they got
How old is
married.
their daughter?
So Junie is 9, and they got married in 2016.
2016, yeah.
Okay.
So that's
9 years. So it would have been the year they got married.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Are you trying to figure out that's
What's
the reason why?
no? I'm not. I'm just saying. Like, does that make you go? Because if the daughter's 9 years old, and the marriage is 9 years old, then there's an element of like obviously the kid was coming
So,
before the
yeah.
thing, so I don't know how long they were together. Obviously, well, this is just here, but I'm just saying it makes you take things more seriously than potentially you may have wanted to when the kids involved. That's all I'm saying, right? And so it's like
potentially
because people want the happy family thing. Like, I'm not, and it's like again, we can't speak for them. It's like they might look back at it and be like, yeah, I did actually end up having to take that relationship a lot more seriously than potentially it would have been if there was no kid on the way, kind of thing or whatnot, and would have been able to date properly and this and that, whatever. And obviously, celebrities is just a different game. Question: what's your favorite Iman Shumpert highlight of his career?
Well, you know.
Fine, all right. What's your favorite Teyana Taylor song?
Very like this guy's rude, bro.
What do you guys know them for?
I know.
Nah, so there is that one song. I just can't remember the name of it.
Gonna Love Me.
Is it?
Kanye? No.
No.
Okay, the
Rose
song
and
that I know
Harlem?
is Kanye.
Was it like black and white music video?
That's the Kanye music video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
What I'm saying is we only know them really in mainstream and I'm saying this as someone who I actually think Teyana Taylor is very talented at
Oh,
singing.
she is.
She's
very.
really good. Like when she was on Good Music and like the stuff Kanye would involve her in and whatnot, like it was actually so well executed. Actually, you remember when Kanye was doing those 7-track albums? Like Pusha T's one, Nas's one, Teyana Taylor's one was probably like top 3 of the bunch. You know what I mean?
Oh, she's definitely talented.
She is good, but I'm just saying like we don't actually mainstream wise care for them outside of each other.
That relationship that was going
Of course.
on. Yeah, madness, bro. What was the settlement?
But yeah, what happened with them?
Yeah, so they settled on.
Somehow.
Let me read
The
this.
settlement takes a long time as well.
Oh, I don't know. It's settled. It's not settled. All right. So Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert's divorce is finalized. Teyanna is receiving 4 houses worth over $10 million, a 7-figure payout. I don't know what that is, but that could be anywhere from $1 million to $1 under $10 million. Right. Luxury vehicles, which include a $300,000 Maybach, $70,000 Sprinter, and a tour bus.
What's she doing with a Sprinter?
Hold up. That's what I was thinking, because I don't think she's touring like that.
Doing with a Sprinter, bro?
She also retains full ownership of her companies, right? Iman must pay $8,000 a month in child support and cover the children's private school tuition.
It's probably only
This is-
This is the general. There's a couple comments from people online. Who was his lawyers? She flushed, bro. Right? Another one goes, 7-figure payout and 4 cribs. I'm never getting married. Side note, this guy is also probably someone that's never going to be in a situation where he has
To even have
4
that.
cribs to give away, right? 4 houses, 7 figures, a Maybach, and $8K a month. Bro is chopped.
Bro, these numbers are not
I
making
just
sense.
don't comprehend divorce settlements where it's like that. Now, obviously, Iman would have been much wealthier, right? Because
Exactly.
NBA money. NBA
First of all, I was trying to
contracts-
figure out, like, is he actually...
No, but like NBA...
I know NBA money, and he wasn't, as you mentioned, he wasn't like a top player. I don't think he was even
Seems
getting
like top
over.
Donnie that's
But
invested
I
in
don't
that.
think he would have been getting less than like $6 million a year.
I think his best was probably
Definitely
like
much.
13,
Let me.
yeah.
You know what?
13 mil?
This podcast is going to be run by ChatGPT soon.
Yeah, I'm literally looking up at their network right
Iman
now.
Shumpert.
I think at best, I think at his prime,
earnings.
15 mil, we'll just say.
He says 48 million during his NBA.
48
career.
million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
48
in
million.
10 years.
okay, yeah,
Which
in 10 years,
which
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense, right? So yeah, literally pretty much what I'm saying.
Like,
Where it's
damn,
like
you
5
gotta
million
chop-
a year
you-
roughly,
But
right?
the thing is, you chop half of that.
Tax, whatever. Yeah. But then you're
Agents, this,
talking
that.
investments, this, that, cool. All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
That
sitting at minimum
48
20.
million is much more than whatever she made in that 10-year period. Right? I go like, this is where, man, I used to think it's crazy, but like, I don't think it makes sense to get married as a celebrity without a prenup.
Yeah.
I actually don't
As
think it
a
makes sense.
celebrity.
Especially because these career earnings were 2011, 2021. 2016 is when they get married.
Okay.
So
I got a
half of
question.
this is done in his prime years in the league, right?
Yeah.
As in when he's come through as a rookie and whatever and like starts the stardom and whatnot. And so it's like, I mean, there's actually the table breakdown of what he was earning year by year. Hold up. Like the year that they get together, he's earning $9 million a year, right?
Oh, sure, do you know?
not 9 million a year.
Okay, no, it's like 5 million.
So what I'm saying is,
You said 5 million?
5 million, which is
Net
still
worth.
a lot, but
You should say 85. That's pretty good.
Nah,
no,
net worth.
her net worth. But also we don't know. But
yeah.
like,
Okay,
it's a
makes
lot of
sense,
money, but
makes
it's
sense.
not 48 million
Of course,
career
of course.
earnings.
Yeah,
in
yeah, right.
comparison, yeah.
So this is where I go, like, what is the... Like, you weren't there to build him into this. So how do you end up in a situation
the
where you're
claim?
taking
Half.
10 million in property or whatever and this
the
amount,
women
all
are
this kind of
shooting
stuff?
it,
Like, for
yeah.
example, Jeff Bezos, when he got divorced, it made so much sense that his wife got half of his net worth, right? Like, she's with him when there was literally nothing. She did work for Amazon
yeah.
to do the accounting and whatnot. It actually wouldn't make sense if she got anything other than half, right? Because, like, that's where, like, the marriage makes sense in that, like, we've actually worked on this thing together and, like, that's been the dynamic. With this kind of stuff, I'm like,
Because even the period in which they've been married was not even that long.
it's not that long, that's massive,
Which
right?
is
It's
crazy.
not that long,
Yeah.
for all this to happen. But then it's also just like, on top of it, it's like you look at it, you're like, the Maybach, the this, the that, whatever, and then I've got to pay $8,000 a month
just
in
like,
child
what-
support.
what
Like,
is
as
this
in, how
actually
can you
doing?
not figure this out after the 7-figure payout and the $10 million?
Like, what do you
of
actually
property?
need for
Like,
life sustaining,
I don't
same
get it.
standard,
And
whatever.
then on top of it, like,
4 houses, gang.
like she still does have the ability to earn.
Yeah. It's
Right,
crazy.
and which she does, right? She does. Was it her that was doing some stuff with Hinge or Bumble?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I used to see
Maybe it was
some
Lori
ads,
Harvey and somebody else. I don't know. But like, there is the capacity to earn, and like, you could even say potentially now she has more capacity to earn than he does.
Yeah,
She's
it's-
dating Aaron Pierre.
That's
All this kind of
Mufasa.
stuff. That's Mufasa, bro. She's dating Mufasa.
Bro, that's what I'm
Pierre's
confused.
Mufasa, bro.
Bro,
No,
wasn't he
that's
married?
true, though.
No, like for real.
probably-
Am I
but-
tripping?
Who
on-
knows, man? Who
Wasn't he
knows?
married with kids?
Hey,
Aaron Pierre?
that's
Yeah.
Mufasa.
I don't think there's any rules when it comes to celebrities, bro.
He's not
Like,
married.
it doesn't
So he's
matter.
actually not
So
married.
does he have kids?
Apparently not. No, he doesn't.
Because this is what it was. Because I don't know if you guys saw him.
Oh, the white lady, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
The white lady.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
and then
there
everyone
was-
was in
there
an
was
uproar,
slander.
like,
Yes.
Because
Your king.
you know the Jennifer Hudson
Mufasa.
show, and then
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
walking
Come
through.
on,
and then
man.
all
Learn
the-
the dance,
okay,
bro.
on this real quick. I don't think there's anything that would drive me insane. Like if my employer told me, "Hey, we gotta
Yeah,
sing
yeah,
this song."
what
I'm happy for Aaron Pierre. I'm happy for Big Sean. They did it for him
Oh, Big
recently.
Sean, man,
when
he
they did it for
deserves it.
Kiki Palmer, I was like, yeah,
Yes.
it's dope for the celebrity, yeah.
Yeah.
But
As an
as
employee.
an employee, if my employer goes, "Hey, bro, we're gonna remix this song, and I
Nah,
need you."
I-
Oh, yeah.
Nah,
They
no,
love it,
no,
though.
no. I
They
think
love
no,
Some
no.
love it. Hey, but
No,
you
no,
don't
I
see some of them don't show up.
No, I
Yeah.
think See, this is
Sometimes some of them
a whole
don't
different
show up.
conversation.
Your
Where it's
spirit
like,
tunnel got 10 people. The last one had 30. Come on, man.
bro,
It's Aaron Pierre, bro.
One of them's not even singing. You only got 9 singers, bro. Like, what's happening here, man? Come on.
this is why you can't have good things, because I feel like people will always come out to always speak on the negative, right? Because in situation, I don't know if you guys saw the Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Cause you can't even see the whole way because everybody just blocked. Everyone.
Wait,
is
what
there.
song did they sing for Michelle?
I don't know. Just saying.
forgot.
This is the thing.
I'm sure they.
Cause
Yes, we can.
Bro.
Yes, we can.
it's not even about the song. It's about who's coming through.
Yeah.
Right. So then now people are complaining, saying, "Yo, if you guys are gonna do this, like, show love for everybody the same, right? Why is Michelle Obama? Everyone is there.
Dragged.
And then to be
Dragged.
fair, like sometimes it's quite depressing, bro. Like 6 people just say, oh, like
Ain't the same, man.
it's not the same, bro.
She's revived her career well.
Who?
Jennifer Hudson.
She did, bro.
Yeah.
She
I was gonna ask a
talk
question
show,
just
yeah.
going on that prenup thing because I like what you said about what you said around celebrities, and
Celebrities?
signing on. Yeah, because for me, my value is at least in the way that
Marriage
I
is
see
for
relationships.
life.
Marriage is for life, right? So
yeah,
we're in this
yeah,
commitment
yeah.
together, and we cut losses were that ever to be a situation, right?
Yeah.
If
Can I be honest though? We think that because we don't have
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
much.
no,
To
and
lose.
this is where my question goes. If it was two Christian, like they didn't, two people that were just Christian and have had major success, right?
Yeah.
So let's even say maybe book writers or something, like
Okay, yeah.
Christian literature writers,
Yeah, yeah.
and maybe a Christian artist
Yeah.
coming together. I wonder, in that setting,
So like
what does that
like
feel
an
like?
author
Yeah.
and an artist,
And
and,
an
they're
artist.
both
But
Christian
very
living,
successful
but they're not
Christian living.
making like success off of Christian content.
No, Christian content.
Okay.
Yeah. Christian. I mean, I don't know if that changes the
Like, ultimately,
scenario
just
too
two
much.
Christians.
Like, are
But
you
two-
saying?
You say two.
No,
Living
because
life.
I
So I'm
think for
saying
me-
they're making bread, right? They could be
Okay.
within. It could be a
Within
Christian
whatever
art,
thing,
but
okay.
they're Christians in this
Yeah.
situation. I wonder in their mind, what like I mean, can't step into it, but even for ourselves, were we to be on that level, like I wondered, like, do we think then as well? No, like this is still the same value I hold, or does that now just change just because of the context of the way where our relationship sits in? Because a lot of the time it comes down to the pressures of the celebrity. It comes out blah blah blah, but then we should be believing that we're navigating this.
Yeah, I think it's,
you know what I mean,
regardless
with
of celebrity. I think when you have a lot, it's not a sign of distrust fully. I think.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know exactly. Like, as in, all right, let's say when you and Marwa were getting married.
Yeah.
Let's say you had $20 million amassed. You did.
Amen.
Yeah.
I do.
I did. It's down. Now that he got married,
How'd you know? How'd you know?
But let's say you've got $20 million that you've amassed, right?
Yeah.
From whatever, right? No, the thing is, like, and you're not a celebrity.
Yeah.
You just have $20 million amassed.
Yeah.
I think you're going to look at it very differently because you are,
For sure.
in the eyes of God, you're creating a covenant. In the eyes of the law, you're signing a contract.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you would want to have, like, you wouldn't sign a flimsy contract around your property, right? Just because you're a Christian.
Yeah. It's interesting because I'm like, I wonder, we don't have a mentality of a clause when it comes to the spiritual element of the covenant.
Because,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, because that's the nature of a covenant.
Yeah. And I feel like that becomes the stronger part, or is meant
So
to be.
it should, but because we're humans living in parts of the world where divorce can easily be accessed, it's like either me or her can change my mind and go, and the legally binding thing is the only thing that matters where we're living.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, spiritually, what matters more is the covenant, of course, but it's like the legally binding thing is all that matters. So then if the person decides, either one decides to switch up, it's like, I can tell you we have this covenant. We can go take the covenant to a law.
Yeah.
Go tell the law. Tell the law. Yeah. Tell the judge. No. We have covenant, mate. This is not gonna run. You know. But I don't know.
I would be very interested to ask some people.
I'd love to ask millionaire Christians.
You know what I mean? Like on
How
a
did you
Stephen
go about
Furtick and
this?
Holly.
I mean,
like,
how would you guys do it if you were literally in that? I know it might be hard to try and
Put
wrap
ourselves into that,
put yourself in that position, but like it could happen as well. What would you guys do?
So
Are you saying, like, would you get a prenup? Is that what you're saying?
Would you get a prenup? Is that something that you would entertain, like that conversation? And if you did, like, what kind of clauses or things would you put in it as well?
I think if this is where I say it's not a thing of like, let me make sure that I'm safe against you, right? It's also, I think, if it's lovingly done, one not, and only when there's actually something that's like of value, there, right? Like you have one property, you don't need to drag it, yeah, right? But if you have like a 300 house development under your name, all right, that's wealth, right? And so it's like, but because I love you and you love me, it's like when Barney's coming in now, but because that's the situation, it's like, let's also set up something that
looks after both of us
in this situation, right? So it's like, because I'm wealthier, right, coming into this, let's set up a clause in this that I can't end up completely stripping you of everything just because I can afford better lawyers, right? So let's make sure, like, even now, it's like, hey, in this worst case scenario, if this was to happen, this is what you get. You're gonna be taken care of, right? This is what I get. And it's like, if you want to agree to it being 50-50, cool. I mean, that's the default. But it's like, if you want to go like, hey, like realistically, like again, this would take figuring out and whatnot. But it's like, realistically, we know we're going to have 5 kids, all right? We know we're going to, that was a joke for you. Inside joke. Sorry guys. Patreon. But like, we know we're gonna have 5 kids. We know realistically this is how much it would take to whatever. This is how. So we know that if this was ever, God forbid, to end up being the situation that things go right because of, let's say, your infidelity or my infidelity or whatever, right, or stupid whatever, it's like, you know that as me coming in as the wealthier person, I've agreed. Even if I change my mind later, I'm going to take care of all these kids' education. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to make sure you have $10,000 a month. I'm going to, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is. But it's like, we're protecting both of us in a sense.
it's
I don't
so
know.
crazy, bro. It's
I-
very sour.
It's hard.
think-
It's hard. It's sour. That's
So
exactly.
sad.
It's
Bitter.
bitter. Bitter.
Like when
think-
you really
I think-
so like go cook.
This guy, like-
Let me be sad while you cook, bro.
No, I think the challenge actually comes in. So let's just say you guys don't do the prenup, right? But let's say let's go with the Iman Shumpert situation right now. Let's just say they're both Christians, yeah? I think the tough situation is if you technically are entitled to some of their wealth, right? As a Christian person, do you feel right doing that? Right? So, for example, going to Teyanna's situation,
Ah,
Right.
like
Like
as
from her point of
the
view.
in her situation,
do you feel
let's
right
just
essentially
yeah, like what
rinsing
I
this
feel like
rinsing.
you wouldn't.
that's the thing. Like, where
But
is
this is
like
where
where's the balance of,
so this
of
is
the
where
morals
prenups
versus
are important again when there's a
Well,
lot
yeah.
is because it now mitigates people acting in spite.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and it's a yes and no because, like, also on the Teyanna's end, it's the lawyers that go for gold. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, for one, it also gives them a bigger payout.
Yes,
Do you know what I
yes.
mean? Like that,
But
it's in the
10%
lawyer,
cut
it's
is
in the
gonna be-
lawyer's interest
Yeah.
to rinse this person more.
Yeah.
So you, as the client, have the control over how much they do. They act on
That's
your
what I'm
behalf.
saying. That's
So
what
that's
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying in a Christian point of
In
view.
a Christian point of view,
to let
like,
them rinse, that's you doing a bad
that's
thing.
exactly what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So like technically, yeah, that's what I'm like.
Technically,
okay, like,
when it gets to that situation,
to get to that situation, like
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's not rinsing.
Was a
'cause-
prenup necessarily required when you have control over the outcome?
oh, you have
And,
control over the
yeah.
outcome being a Christian person. You get me? Because like, what is the balance in that situation? Is your morals, your faith versus
Is that gonna shine?
I could
through
actually
even in this
technically also
moment?
set my
Yeah.
life up.
Yeah, interesting.
How do you find that balance? And I think that's the tricky part with the whole thing. But if you don't have any foundation and you don't have anything to stand on, I can understand how people can just say, I'm gonna rinse that person.
Yeah.
And I hate what they've done to me.
Would you not? Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, what were you about to say?
That's all right.
Like, again, now it's just talking for the sake of talking. But like, all right, so her and Aaron Pierre together.
That's more.
I don't know if is it
Collectively.
serious, is it just for looks,
They
whatever.
did,
But
they did a
if-
hard
if-
launch, man.
Yeah, well, whatever. If it's serious,
Uh.
as the guy, as him in this situation. But then again, because I don't know if they're planning wedding, whatever, like down the track.
Aaron
No.
Pierre, that's Mufasa.
What's Mufasa's wife's name?
Oh, I don't know.
No one knows Simba's mama.
No, I actually
idea.
don't know. There's a name, I'm sure, but I don't know.
Nala Senior.
Nala.
Nala's
No,
Simba's
Nala's for
babes,
Simba, bro.
Oh, damn, sorry.
What the heck?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Nah, someone find the name.
I guess
But
so.
do you not
Sarabi.
Sarabi?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Do you not
it.
feel weird?
Tiyanna Taylor, that's Sarabi.
This guy.
Do you, if it's like pure intentions that hey, I would love to fall in love and marriage and whatever, do you not go like, hold up, wait a minute, if she's rinsing this guy this way that she also loved, I don't know if I want to mess with this.
Yeah, it's a serious
He's
conversation.
He's on the
Get the
up and
prenup.
up right now. He's him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mufasa.
that's Mufasa.
I guess then on him, it would be smart or reasonable to get a prenup.
Right?
But beyond
Yeah,
that, I don't
yeah.
even know how you're in a conversation when this is someone's current
That's okay.
currently going through it.
Yeah, bro.
That's
Like,
okay.
no, but let's talk from a place of healing.
Yeah.
Let's chat.
I agree. This is why I think none of the celebrity stuff's real. And also why I think you need to this celebrity world, we don't understand it. And this is where it's like you go Christian, whatever. Bro, even the Christians are acting wild, the non-Christians are acting wild, the demons are acting more faithful than them. Like, I don't know what's going on, right? So it's like, now imagine
At least the demons recognize the Lord. Literally. Far out, man.
I spat everywhere.
So what kind of possession just happened here? Who did he see, bro?
But that's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Like you look at it and you're just like, the dynamics of the relationships that you guys are getting into
Goodness gracious.
is a mess. NBA player, okay, like the standard for NBA players is I got my girl at home and I got an away girl in every city.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
And so it's like, he's been doing this for the 10 years before you. Teyanna Taylor's been doing X, Y, Z. So they've all been messing with sides where it's like, this is all, and then on top of that, the finances. He might be messy with his finances. She might be messy with her finances. And then family dynamics. And then also, it's like, bro. And then the celebrity eye. It's like, you start dating her and they keep saying, hey, she'd look cute with X, Y, Z on the blogs and this and that. Like, brother, like these relationships are not made
They're not
for
real.
success at all. And that's where I go, like, even if you have these values for those people that have a lot to lose and are entering relationships in a weird market for them, you almost do have to go like, hey, why don't we want a protect ourselves individually.
Exactly.
Like I'll chat GPT this as well. What's the Hollywood divorce rate?
Oh, bro.
I would be curious. If it's less than 90, I'd be surprised.
No,
Damn, whoa.
I'd be
That's
surprised.
peak.
Hey, there's a lot that still works out, man. I think it's just the ones that
The one
ones that we
that I
don't
can
hear
think of
about
is Steve
often.
Carell. Been married since 87 or
That's
something too
cute.
as well.
Ice Cube as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
there's
still-
still
Yeah.
a lot
Ice
that's
Cube's
going
married in
strong.
the way. Actually, I don't know. Like, do you know how Snoop Dogg's been married since the 90s?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Allegedly.
like he was also a
It's
pimp in
still about
2003.
50%.
Really?
Yeah, still about 50%.
I think these ones is just a more loud,
Yeah,
more
yeah,
louder,
definitely.
and we actually
Public.
know them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mad
I
team.
feel you. The
Yeah.
guys, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, like as in, I don't know. I feel like
Like
you
so-
should kind of be like, hey, this is interesting. And then, yeah, what Daniel's saying, where it's like, how are you ready for all this right now?
Yeah.
Like when
I
you're,
know.
you're on the day and she's gonna call, hey, so we just need the paperwork sent through.
Sorry, man.
I don't know,
Sorry,
but
we'll
technically
pass
they've been split for quite some time, right?
a year.
But you
No,
know, like
no,
in
no.
her life, she still has
2023.
to talk about this guy all the time.
And the divorce
Wait,
is
wait,
only
no,
finalized
the-
now.
Yeah,
still.
no, divorce finalized
But
now.
again,
what-
we just don't understand the
Yeah,
celebrity.
we don't
hold
know
on,
the
are you
timeline.
saying-
Probably
are you saying it's
dealing with something as
2023?
well,
It's
you know?
what it says,
That
yeah.
is true. That is
Okay,
true.
well, I don't know. I felt like a lot.
Something like that. Another divorce has happened in Australia, though. The Commonwealth government has had to divorce themselves from Arnhem Land in the Northern Territory regions, which you guys might know about, yeah, them areas there. There was a very interesting case that happened in the past week. And I think it's one of those that it's crazy when you hear about it and understand implications, but
Ramifications.
Implications.
Ramifications.
You know, you just do these ones.
Yeah.
The implications and the ramifications. Hey, boy, why can't I do implications, man? Bring it together. Anyways, bro. But it's not news that. It's not social. It's not sexy, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah. It's not
TikTok.
exciting because you've got. You know why? It's because you can't. This is one of those things you can't just read a headline and have an opinion.
Yeah.
Like, even before this, I was like, "Hey, you do explain this to me so I
What
can
is
talk
this?
about this." Right? You can't. This is not Teyana Taylor, Iman Shumpert divorced. I got
This is
opinion.
serious stuff.
This
Yeah,
is
man.
actual. You got to read the article.
So I'll read it very, very quickly, just like the first part. The headline says here, Landmark High Court case paves the way for $700 million native title claim. Indigenous elders from Arnhem Land have won a historic victory in their 60-year fight for land rights after the High Court found that Northern Territory native title holders were entitled to fair compensation for property seizures in one of the most significant decisions since the Mabo case. And a lot of us in Australia, especially in English, we all
about it
know
in
about,
school.
what was it, sorry?
Eddie Mabo, Terranullius.
Yes.
Terranullius, Eddie Mabo, no man's land. So this goes back to a lot of mining deals that were made in this particular area where, I forgot the name of the company actually, I'll be able to find it very quickly probably. Rio Tinto and Gove. So those are the two, so Rio Tinto was the company.
Rio Tinto own every mine in Australia.
At this point, I couldn't tell you, bro. They've essentially pretty much had almost like a 42-year deal that was struck back in them days with the traditional owners. It says here, go traditional owners struck in there's been a deal essentially that's happened in this area, right? And there's been a hard work to try to say, yo, we deserve compensation for what's been going on, and the houses we lost, the property we lost, the land we've lost as the traditional owners of this land.
Yeah.
$700 million was the decision that came down between the High Court for the Commonwealth against the traditional owners. So this isn't even just on some like state government precedent. This isn't, no one's talking about Victoria or Northern Territory, or this is the Commonwealth. So this is a federal level case essentially, right? The precedent that this sets now for
Moving forward.
other traditional owners on essentially on an Australia-wide scale, I'd say more so in your far north Queensland, Northern Territory, probably Tasmania. Bro, I don't understand what can now happen from this.
Yeah.
Like just the amount. I was talking to someone yesterday, one of our guys, and he said it's estimated that there's even somewhere around of probably $8 billion worth of compensation just in Western Australia.
8 billion?
That can be probably sought for.
Yeah. Well, Western
Something
Australia,
like
the
that.
mines are insane. Like, because there's gold mines,
Just from
there's
West- yeah.
Dingo's mines,
Bro, these type of numbers are just unreal. Like it's crazy to think that, like, for one, that like that's probably also the profits or like what's been able to profit off of this land in terms of how they've been working for the past X amount of years that the deal's been in place.
Yeah.
But then to think that at a point in time, the federal government, the Commonwealth, just has to be like, all right, bet we have to pay you guys this thing out. Madness, man. So it's a pretty historic case, to be honest, in the context of Australia.
It can really change
It's
like the dynamics of the whole nation.
It's crazy, and I'm just interested to see where this continues to go. But $700 million, what do we just think of that? Like just off the back of that.
Well, I mean, how much money was made off of that land?
Exactly.
Probably
From
so
mining
700 million is
companies,
not like it's a lot to us to think of, but it's like to Rio Tinto,
But you
like
look at it-
700 million is part of a budget for a little sector of a place, you know?
It's almost like nothing.
I-
Or small.
Yeah.
I don't want to say because compensation's a very interesting thing to speak about, because this goes into even like reparations might be a little bit of a different conversation, but compensation specifically in the line of like losing possession of something, someone being here, having the resources and the means to profit off of this thing, and then now because of that span of time that they were present in this particular place, that profit or the revenue or somewhere near the region of that revenue is now due to you because of what they've done. I'm just on the devil's advocate kind of conversation here.
Okay.
It comes down to the same kind of conversation that people have around like the Brits in Nigeria. Like people, there's a line of thinking of like, oh, they came in and they brought quote unquote education, roads, infrastructure. And like we would have done that. There's a line of thinking of Nigerians like, we never wanted you to be here. And then there's a line of thinking of some Nigerians of like, oh no, but they brought all of this. They did all of this here. And now in this context here, it's like, what would have eventuated in this land if it didn't? Just on a frank conversation of that.
This is just a hard...
And now you do that
Yeah.
just because of this is what this party has been able to do.
But could it be that they could have set up somewhere else and not necessarily in that particular place?
This is what I was gonna like. I'm just thinking about this right now. It's like, do we live in a really bad country? And I say that because, like, what I'm trying to think of, what's another country that's been colonized and not returned, other than America.
Not returned.
So for example,
Yeah.
Nigeria
Like they're
gets
still
colonized by
fighting.
the British,
Then we kick them out.
and now, but when you go to Nigeria, the people that exist there are what Nigerians actually are.
Yeah.
Right? You go to Iraq, again, the British, but it's a bit different in the way the colonization was, but it's like, but the people there are Iraqis, right? You go to India, and the people there are Indians. And I'm talking about the people there in terms of the mass, right?
Our only place is maybe South Africa.
I was going to say this, but even South Africa, it's impossible to not consider or talk about now, at least, right? I'm talking about now, right? Obviously, whatever's happened in every single place in the world. But it's like, it's impossible to not talk about the Zulu. It's impossible to not see black people, right? Or mixed people, all this kind of, you know what I mean? Australia is genuinely...
Like, this is a snuffed
It's
history.
It's genuinely like, this is who was here and should technically still be here.
Yeah.
And now is not, and it's not looking like it's ever going back any sort of way. Right. And I think it's a really hard conversation, because it's like, well, what do you tell someone that is 10th generation white Australian? It's like, because it's like, where do they go?
Yeah.
Right? Like, as in, like, I don't know the answer to that. I'm just saying, I don't know what the answer is to that, right? But it's like, they also can never say that, like, this is my ancestors' home, right? And so that's where I go, like, just that thought of, like, this is a very, like, the only other place I can think of is America.
Yeah.
And Canada, technically.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, like, those are the only, which you look at that and you go, well, that's not a very good setup, the way that all happened, right? I think Australia often gets like looked at as like, because we've got the Great Barrier Reef, whatever, it's like animals and
We're
wildlife
cute.
and whatever, it's cute.
We're
But it's
cute.
like, hold up, this is actually really, really bad the way everything's gone down. And I think it's the fact that it's never gone back, right? Like all the other countries, Sudan had the British, now Sudanese people are there, Egypt had the British, now Egyptians, Coptic. Obviously, there's a conversation there around the Arabs and
I was about to
all this
bring
kind of
up
stuff.
Egypt
But like
as
the
well.
Coptics actually ethnic
Still,
to
yeah.
Egypt, right?
Yeah.
As well as like the Nubian people and all that kind of stuff. Like they're still in Egypt. So it's like,
It is wild to think that some people,
Yeah.
even at this age, have never met or come in contact with
Yeah.
an Indigenous Australian.
Yeah.
Like it's actually wild.
well, it's
And if they do, they're
no,
staring.
but even all
Yeah.
of us, right? Like as in, we don't.
Barmawa,
Yeah, Barney, bro.
Yes.
Come on now.
who apparently has black friends.
No, but no, I mean like in our everyday life now,
Yes.
like right
Oh, yeah,
now,
yeah, of
we don't
course.
work with any Indigenous people,
Yeah.
right? We don't know any, and I will say this, like this is the weirdest thing about Melbourne, right? Like on
Because they're not located in Melbourne. There's
Who told you that?
No, but no, if you look at the population of it,
No, but there's
They are
Victorian.
very-
Yeah,
they are.
that's
I
true.
know
I'm
There's
not saying they're not
Victorian.
here, but if you look at certain areas, they're sort of more spread out. But the community is more around.
Can I be honest? I think this is also where it comes into that conversation of we, in our minds, we have a look of what an Indigenous person is.
Yeah,
But because of the way,
some ethnic cleansing.
what was the term? When they were essentially like
generation?
breeding out the,
Why did I forget this?
because there's no full-blooded Indigenous person left in Australia.
Yeah, something like
Right?
that.
I'm pretty sure there was one lady left and she passed away some years ago, right?
Yeah.
So it's like now it's been, I believe this is the analogy they use. If it's not, cut it out. But it's like it's the whole milk in the coffee, right?
Oh, yeah, I've
Kind
heard
of
that.
thing.
Yeah, no.
And so
literally
it's
had a
like now
training.
there's so much milk in the coffee
Yeah.
that oftentimes we don't even realize how many Indigenous
Recognize
people
it.
are around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, man.
Damn,
It's,
three-
it's an interesting
3.8.
question when you say, do we live in a bad country? Because, like, you even look at it, right?
Because also now as us, we've come as migrants displaced
Yeah.
to
Yeah. It's a new level now.
But you kind of go like, wait, I don't like. Am I
part of the problem.
part of the problem? Like genuinely, like you kind of go, wait, I'm part of the problem, but I don't know what the other
Like,
option
bro,
is.
man
Like,
are
I
what-
don't know
what
what
you
the
do?
options
seeking
are.
Yeah,
refuge
like, what do you do?
or a
Yeah.
new life in a country
That's stolen.
And that refuge or new life is afforded by the non-owners of the country.
Yeah, it's wild.
And that's crazy.
To new people, which they will not afford that refuge to the
Yeah,
owners of the
yeah.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
This is where it's like, I don't know, whenever I, like, when you hear now back to the whole thing, there's 700 million, and then there's another 8 trillion in Western Australia, or 8 billion, sorry.
Yeah.
And then X amount of whatnot. I'm like, well, it all just sounds like people, what it sounds like to me is like, it sounds like Nigerians getting Nigeria back from Unilever. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like to me. And I'm like, well, I don't think that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? Clearly that's how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
I think for the common person, like what you were saying before, like what are we actually meant to do as well? To
I mean, the,
You know, if
the
I don't
conversation
know.
comes
I don't
down
know.
to,
That's what I'm saying. I don't
that's
know.
exactly what I'm
I
saying.
think
just-
that
and the
it's
thing
that
is-
awareness piece.
Yeah, you're aware, but
Yeah,
what,
but
what's
okay, but
next?
can I be honest? Yeah, yes, because awareness is on the. There was a South African comic. I feel like you guys might have seen this. White guy. He's in Australia and he goes, this went viral. He goes, Australia, you guys do a lot of acknowledging, a lot of acknowledging. But what happens after?
Yeah,
right.
No, yeah.
Like you just always acknowledging. Like I acknowledge I robbed you.
I still didn't give you your stuff back.
are you gonna give it back? Nah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that's where the joke went. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just that's the same thing. It's like I'm
But
aware
from us,
that I'm.
no, but because I think for us, it kind of changes and positions, again, how we're viewing things, the perception. Like, we're not on the true blue Aussie vibe of like, yeah, here we are, mate, greatest nation on earth. There's an awareness that's...
Pauline Nats.
Yeah, man.
Where should I go? Where should I go? I'm Australian. I'm indigenous to the
But you know what I mean? Like,
England?
our perception...
The girl, the 16-year-old girl. England?
You can, even Scotland if you want,
Yeah.
man. Like, not here. But I don't know, like, I think it just changes how we view it.
Yeah.
And then that now starts to slowly change, the way that we now... It changes how we move a little bit. you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But do they
I can
care?
see.
Do they care what we have?
But look, and this is the
like
what
me
is
as
the
an
problem?
individual, do they
Here's the
care
problem,
how
man.
I?
You're in no proximity to even find out.
yeah.
And that's how
No, you're not, of course,
and I'm
of
saying
course,
that that's
we're
part
not.
of the
That's a
major
problem.
problem.
A
there,
lot of us
clearly,
aren't,
we're not even in
yeah.
proximity to then find out.
To know exactly.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, some madness, man. I was gonna say, like, yeah, just to answer that question of bad country, I think because we talk about apartheid and everything that was between that was even like I want to say like 1940 or something. We have
time.
internet,
Yeah.
but like 1940s or some in terms of the actual racial segregation. And that being an oppressive system and a structure that they utilize for political gain and financial gain, right? And then you look at it in Australia where they can kind of quote unquote say and keep it cute that there was never a system of that.
1948 to 1994.
1948.
I knew it was till
There we
1994.
are. But then it's like the discrimination that had happened here, as well as, to be honest, a lot of the pillaging if we talk about like on arrival, right? Never presented as a system that was placed.
So this is what I was saying when we talk about America, we know that Native Americans were killed and this and that and whatnot, and then apparently just Thanksgiving they all just shared turkey allegedly,
It's calm.
whatever. But it's like we think Australia is cute, whatever. It's just as bad. Like when you hear the stories of like the babies being decapitated and this and that, it's just like that is literally what it's on par with America.
Yeah. It's a mazine, man. So I don't know. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it continues to
Like what's next?
go. Yeah, what's next with other cases that pop up.
I think something we were saying before we started recording is like what is really important though is like the systems and procedures required once this money gets put into community of like to ensure actual fruitful
Like outcomes.
and forward thinking outcomes, right? It's like it has to be genuine like youth program facility centers, adult
It's big.
care, aged care, like all this kind of stuff and I think where I get cautious is because like the whole thing of like the government that's done you wrong once isn't going to do you right all of a sudden, right? And so it's like they might just package it in a different way where it's like, oh yeah, we'll get you that money now, but it's like, what is the money for, right? It's like, how do I say it? It's like, am I finding another way to control you, essentially, right? But now this one, I've packaged it to look like it's in your favor, right? So it's like I'm essentially tricking you, but just another way.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Looks like I'm on your side.
Yeah, which happens all the time, all over the world.
Yeah. I mean, it goes in line with what you're saying now of just like, money doesn't solve everything, but the systems to manage that money does.
Back to the... Oh, sorry, go.
I was just going to say, knowing that's not... I don't want to say not present because we don't know. Like, I don't know. Can't speak for everyone in a whole people group. But like, I wonder what are the implications of that money, that amount of money coming into play
to be able to
for the
do
clip. Let me
that,
say implications.
Because
So I look dumb now. But what are the implications of that amount of money coming into play? And like, does this actually become an ability or a way to destabilize or control? Like
it's a weird balance as well because it's like, we don't want to give too much money because the implication that it will create. But it's like, is that an excuse as well? Right? Because I was reading this article like this years ago where it's like government saying, we're going to give money, this, that. And they're like, we don't really care about the money. Just come be part of our community to understand what's actually happening. That's all they wanted. So it's quite interesting. Fast was like, here's another 700 million. It's like, but are we actually being part of the community? Are we actually understanding and trying to acknowledge? But beyond just acknowledge, is like, what do you guys actually want?
It's actionable.
Yeah, like I think that's the only way you could try to solve the problem. Because unless they said money, then all right.
Then I bet.
Bro.
I almost did imagine. You're about to go soon, huh? So we need to get through this.
Yes.
Speaking of being given things.
If you have to skate.
Yeah,
This
just
is a
skate.
good episode. I don't know.
Man. Speaking of being given things, Anthony Mackie goes out, and I actually don't know where this was though. Like,
I'm curious. Where was it? It's on Complex
in what
or
context?
Complex posted
He
this?
was on an interview.
right?
And he was just talking about like opportunities that he's been given,
Right.
right? I think a bit of his history has always been because he dropped a new movie, Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you guys seen it?
It was like the Captain,
Like Captain America, but now he's like the
continuation.
main guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Captain America, isn't he?
Yeah.
Teyanna.
And I don't know if you guys know much about his history, but I think this is the first role in a movie that like he's the main lead. Like
Right,
you're
right.
going to the cinema and he even spoke about it. It's like this is the first time people are going to watch me
Right.
as the main lead. I am not the supporting actor to Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Right. And obviously there's another one, there's a TV show that dropped on Netflix, I think like 2 years ago, where he was like the main guy. But that's just a quick 8-episode thing. But anyways, he was talking more about opportunities, right? And so I posted this thing on the chat. What was it? Let's go get it. He was just talking about success. He was like, it's given, it's actually not earned. And I was thinking about
The
way he
quote,
phrased
the
it.
quote is very interesting. He says, "We're lying to our kids.
yeah.
Success is given; it's not earned."
So I was thinking about like first of all, like I do think there's an element where
Have you guys watched 8 Mile?
Nah, time, man.
He was Clarence.
yeah, it was Clarence, yeah.
Your name's Clarence. You got real good parents.
Yeah.
Do you guys not remember this? And he's acting street or whatnot, and that's the whole
That's the whole
I don't
thing.
freestyle
know.
battle. And it's just like everything you have is like you're good. So it's funny now to
Oh, to be fair, if you do look at the comments, someone did actually bring that up. That's actually hilarious.
So funny.
But when you guys look at that, what do you guys think of that? Do you guys think it's given? Do you think it's because I think there's an element in which it is earned, right? And then I think there's an element where it goes beyond now being earned. Now this is actually like it's
Yeah.
given. I think the example that he used is, you know, they have to select a main actor for a particular thing. Right?
So then, is he saying that about his own success as well?
Yeah.
I think just in general
I guess
now,
so.
like he's just looking at it just in general across the board. He's saying someone has to give you the opportunity. It's not about
so
you.
I do believe, and this is not. It sounds different, but it's not too different to the whole notion of like your net worth. Your network is your net worth.
Or even it's not what you know,
It's
it's
who you
know.
know, right?
that
So it's
kind
like
of thing, yeah.
it's true. I mean, even us, like how many of us or friends that we know have gotten roles because like we just referred them to something or someone referred us to something. So he's not wrong, and I think Hollywood specifically. I don't
nepotism,
think
like
yes.
literally nepotism.
So I don't think we
exists.
realize how many of these actors and actresses, their dad was a producer at this network, or their mom was a show writer at this thing,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like all of them,
Bro,
all
even
of them.
beyond that,
Music.
so many director, actor combos.
Yep.
That they just are
Yeah.
always.
Yep.
It's like a Samuel L. and a Quentin.
Yep.
Or a Ryan Coogler and
Michael
Daniel
B.
Kaluuya.
Jordan.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think both even.
when they pick their favorite, they
and they just.
then
Well,
just-
that's a little different because like it's
that-
almost collaboration.
Sorry,
it's like
Jordan
I know I'm
Peele.
good at working with you,
yeah.
right? So I know
I
you're
know
gonna
that you'd be good
whatever.
for this role,
But it's
yeah.
like the ones where it's like we think, for example, Taylor Swift's just a star, right? She's just a star. Like she's just good at music, whatnot. And then you realize her dad was a music executive somewhere. But we don't know this, right? I'm pretty sure it's Taylor Swift that's like this. Billie Eilish might be something similar to this as well, right? Where it's like you would have no idea, but then you just like, oh, this makes sense how you were able to get, into interviews on radio and XYZ and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And that's where it's like, I don't know how much, especially in financial success nowadays,
I was about to say that as well.
a lot of it is given. It's hard to earn financial success into wealth.
Well, it's also because a lot of this money is long
Outside of
money.
tech.
It's old money.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of this money is old money.
Well, so this
Do you know what I'm
so
saying?
for example, and
Old money gives it to the same people in the lineage.
you know when Carlos is saying like there's a point where it's like this is beyond given, like with what you've done with it.
Yeah.
So you know how there was that famous thing of Donald Trump going like, I started with a small loan of $1 million from my dad,
Yeah.
right? To be fair, if I gave any of us $1 million right now, I don't think we're turning it into $1 billion, right? I actually don't. So what he has done with that million is
Crazy.
insane,
Flipped it.
right? 3 billion or whatever it is, right? But you can never negate the fact that you got $1 million to start, right?
The initial-
It's still $1 million, right? And so I think there's like this.
That one's
Small
like,
It's like two things are true. It's like what you've done with what I gave you,
You've
wild,
earned that,
but you
and
still
then-
did it with what I gave you.
and then it was given to you as well.
Yeah, man.
If you're able to bring it down to like where we're at, what does earning versus giving look like?
I do think a lot of it is definitely a given thing, but not for any wrong reason. Because there's a certain trust, that and a willingness to want to and a want, sorry, to want to see someone like succeed and do well.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like for me, for example, I know some people that they've been in conversations for like with particular departments or companies, and they need someone to come and speak for an event, right? Or like an MC. And I get called, not because I even have that as a profile of doing this thing, but the person likes me and believes in like, yo, I want to give you this opportunity.
Yeah.
To the level of even like, and quote this. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Compared to like,
Oh, you've earned this kind of
yeah,
thing.
like I've
Sending out
strived
emails
and I've tried to place myself in this
It's
position
hard
for this.
because you know what it is? People like who they like.
And, yeah, but
And
that's
we're
what I'm
all
saying.
like this. It sounds so bad, but it's like I don't necessarily disagree with outside of courts and like legal processes and governments and like anything like police, whatever. Those are probably the only areas where I'm like, there should be no nepotism, no cronyism,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In my personal life, bro, I'm gonna be the biggest nepotist, cronyist. My boys, hey, we're all, yeah. I have a job for all of us. You know what I mean? If it's outside of those,
Well, this is the
things.
thing. And we talk about this. This is how we kind of debunk this whole thing because it goes: success is given, it's not earned. A success still has to be formed
Outworked.
from this thing,
Yeah.
outworked, right? Because we know how many people do we know that like we even talk about it when we talk about industry plans. Here today, gone tomorrow. You know, like the success was not the opportunity for success was given, but it wasn't created. Nothing, no fruition from it. Cool, they get money, but I don't want to do this to Ice Spice.
shelf life.
Yeah, but like free Ice Spice, man. She doesn't deserve it. Give me someone else that no one really like cares about, man. I don't know.
Jack Harlow.
Damn it, I like Jack Harlow too,
People
man.
like Jack Harlow.
Just do Ice Spice. It's a good example. It's
not
actually
Ice
a good
Spice.
example.
But like, she made her bread.
Yeah.
And is still currently making her bread, but it's not.
She's on the way to the freezer. It's cold for her.
It's cold. We're gonna be iced, bro. She's about to be iced for real, for real. Yeah. So it's like the success wasn't necessarily created to what it can be right now. Like you look at Doechie's been grinding,
Doechie,
obviously,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
But now she'll be getting opportunity after
that's the
opportunity
thing.
after opportunity,
So,
and that's because
Yes.
you have a substance that you can bring to the table that continues to create more success. Like
You
I
know
was saying,
who said this years ago? It takes what is it? What did he say? He said it takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
yeah. Big Sean.
Yeah.
Did he?
I'm gonna give it to Big Sean,
That
bro.
is true.
Oh, yeah, oh.
Man.
So what
Carry
he's saying,
on.
in those two examples, there's an element of someone earning it.
No. There's an element of you have a substance that even if when
That's
I give
earning,
you this thing,
but for you-
no, that when I give you this thing, something can come from it.
But that's earning.
No, because you can still be given. It's the difference between me giving two people, like Donald Trump's situation, one person $1 million loan, one person, same person, someone
Another
else the
person
same
the
amount.
same amount.
One person has the substance to cause this thing to grow, and one person does something with it, but doesn't become a success.
for-
So Ice Spice
for-
was given. She was given.
That's what I'm saying. So
this
Ice
thing.
Spice was given, but she has not earned that, right? That's how I'm just breaking down to
No,
this. two.
earn is no, because earn sounds like you're coming from. Earn is like you're working hard from zero. I'm saying someone can also be given an opportunity. Like I can have if I'm a movie director right now,
Yeah,
a producer, and I have a friend that's like, I think you'll be good at this, and I want to give you the opportunity.
Okay. The reality is there's a mixture of everything that goes
course.
in.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, so Ice Spice is doing her rounds and whatnot, and like
Free
people
Ice
start
Spice.
hearing about her, and then someone goes, hey, I actually want to kind of back this. You know what I mean? I believe
There's opportunities
there could be
given.
something
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
She's done something, and then also there's only I think one person that I can think of celebrity-wise that we all know of that like just given. So Sofia Vergara,
Okay.
right? Somebody from Coca-Cola, right, was in Colombia in whatever. I think she's 17 or 18 years old. And they were just like, this girl's beautiful. We need her in an ad. That's how she got famous.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like literally
That's
just,
wild,
she's walking, I think she was on a bus or something. And she's with her mom, I'm pretty sure. And they're like, hey, this girl's beautiful.
Excuse me, man.
Give it to her.
Right? And they were like, yo,
Crazy.
we want, Coca-Cola ad, blah, blah, blah. They paid her and then it just became this whole thing. Cool. Right? And so it's like, that is rare. That is very, very rare. That is the equivalent of someone that like I'm just walking down the street, I have $10 million and I go, hey, here's $5 million, work with it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not happening.
Like, take
you
that.
know?
Well, what would you say with Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber was talented. He was posting on YouTube. He was doing some
So
stuff.
you're saying that
and then
he
Usher
earned
goes.
it.
Well, I'm saying
Wow.
I'm saying there's two things that happen. I'm saying that
there could be a
there's-
mixture
you're
of, like-
putting in some effort. You're making it known, like Daniel in what he's talking about, like these community conversations or whatever, like corporate things, whatnot. It's like they're aware what he's doing. He may not be at this level just yet,
But they've
they
seen
know
him now.
he's taking steps.
But
to
they've seen
get
enough
here.
to
So
give
they're like,
the
hey, let me.
opportunity, yeah.
But I'm saying
Get you on a
sometimes they don't
platform.
even see enough. They're just like, I like you. I
But
believe
they
you.
also see something.
They have to
That's
see
what I'm saying. They
something,
see
right?
something.
And that something could not even compare sometimes to someone
someone
who has
who's
been
earned it. Yeah,
grinding.
yeah, of
you know what I
course.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But yet, it's enough. And then it becomes something after that.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro. Yeah, man. I agree to it for the most part. Because I know people here where like a little bit, sometimes you take opportunities out of other people's hands just to give someone you like. And it's like, I like you. Like, I like, this person's talented, you're talented, but I like you.
Yeah, you my friend.
Yeah, I think.
So, yeah, you have it.
I think on
That's life.
That's what I was saying. Like, I think it was like 2 episodes ago. I said, and I think majority of people here were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make my kids work for it." I was like, to be honest, if I have the means to be able to have the success, let's start you off, give you everything that you need. Like Donald Trump, here's $1 million. Go start. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Why would you not?
I
Even
can
with
tell
your
you why
friends
you
and
wouldn't.
everything. Yeah, why?
Is there's a level of like disregard for, not even disregard, like you're not allowing them, the kids, to be ready for hard times when they're used to things being easy.
But can that not be taught?
I
know
honestly,
you
there's
can't
certain
fully
things
teach
that
it.
and
Right.
it's like, look, if you're on a different level of wealth where it's like my grandkids are going to be okay, it honestly might not matter, right?
Yeah.
Now you might become a bit of a brat, entitled, whatever, but it's like, it doesn't really matter, whatever. But it's like, if you're just, healthy middle class and you're like, I know I can definitely take care of everything for my kids, there's still an element of like, they're not going to be able to sustain this because they're not
Is that not the same thing that you're doing with your friends if you're putting them on, like...
No, because my friends are growing up. I'm not raising not raising my friends.
Yeah, but you're giving them opportunities. You're not giving them the opportunity to go do the interview.
I mean, look, to
go
be fair,
and
if my
put
friends
your
are,
resume
if my
together
friend's
and all that
stupid,
stuff.
I'm not putting my reputation on the line just to... I mean, I think we wanted to talk about this time ago about like reference checks for your friends and stuff.
for friends.
But like, yeah, so there's a, I don't know, there's a balance. Like, here's a good example actually. Daniel has good skills with videography. Not the best,
Yeah, bro.
but if I get work for my business that requires videographer and stuff, I actually probably go with Daniel over most people that I know.
Man. Oh, for your business?
Yeah.
Damn it, pressure.
Yeah, bro.
Just because I'm like, he's teachable and he's good enough, so we can work on this quite a bit. It's just like, well, I might as well keep it within the community.
We're making bread, bro. We're making bread. And you actually were about to do that one time when there was there was someone that wanted to remember.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes down to that.
Yeah.
Huh? What happened? Oh, we both didn't get the gig.
Oh yeah, they lied to me.
Damn, so it's giving her to earn her. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
For the most part, man. So, well, I mean, man, on our strive to greatness, then,
oh yes,
since we want to now get to that point, and Carlos, obviously, if you need glad, man.
Touch on this good.
You sent it in chat. Maybe provide any.
Yeah,
feedback.
I was listening to a Breakfast Club interview, I think, and someone mentioned something about Mount Rushmore, and like they were like, "Oh, who's on your?" It was Bill Burr on Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And
need to watch
at the
that.
very end, he's just giving a Mount Rushmore of his favorite drummers. I think he used to be in a band and used to drum and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like
Makes
mentioning
sense.
Questlove and all these kind of people and whatnot, or Phil Collins, whatever. And then I was just thinking, I was like, who's on the Mount Rushmore of your life? Like, if you were to just pick like 4 humans that you're like, these 4 people have either people I know, don't know, look up to, whatever. Historical figures, doesn't matter, have either shaped the way I think, shaped the way I am, have made me just aspire for certain things. I was just curious. I was like, who's everyone's Mount Rushmore? Who's everyone's personal Mount Rushmore?
Yeah. I can go.
If you have yours, go for it.
I've got my 4, yeah.
Yeah.
G is aside.
Yeah. I
He's
think
our Lord and Savior.
it just
Praise
felt
God, shout out
weird
JC.
to put people on the same level anyway. So.
This one just came to my mind now, but I'm gonna add her in as well. Because we were talking about it on the Sydney trip, and I was like, damn, this woman actually did a lot for our family. There was a Italian grandma who pretty much also is like, that's her dead ass grandma. She took like she looked after myself and my sisters when we pretty much not long after we came to Australia, and allowed my parents to be doing up double shifts and doing up their studies pretty much. Looked after us and she was like one or a newborn around that age for like $40 a day kind of vibe.
Goodness.
Like, and that's what you're paying an hour in kindergartens or something like that. Because my parents just could not afford this, right? But she would look after us. Sometimes we left her house at 11 p.m. on a school day. We'd go there at 7 a.m. My sister and I would walk off to school. We'd come back about 4 o'clock at her house from 4 to 11 p.m. just because my parents have had to do a double shift or something like that. And she looked after us, cooked us food. My mom went and saw her end of last year again, and she's just like, "Oh my gosh, how's Joanna, intern Jay, this, that." And I was like, "Damn, like really?" She was a godsend for our family, like a genuine angel. So the care that she showed, and just the way that she was able to look after a family that has no relation to her whatsoever, she's on my Mount Rushmore for sure. Just to allow me to aspire to kind of reflect that and pay that forward in my own life as well. And then I put my parents there. Just I think they're there, man. Like they've been my symbol or my example of just hard work, community, care, God-fearingness, and God-fearing nature. They're there for sure. And now these two people. So I think we're meant to do 4. So I've technically got 5.
That's fine.
So these two people, I just really like what they have been able to do and what they represent. So I've got Clarence, the Godfather, the Black Godfather, Avon. And I remember we had an episode years ago talking about the Black Godfather and how his whole thing was just he was a handshaker. Like we don't realize how many people that he was involved in connecting this deal, connecting this conversation. The likes of you lose your mind. Watch that if it's still on Netflix, the Black Godfather. And I was just like, yo, I want to be able to do that for people. I think Carlos is someone who kind of like does this right now even. Sorry, but you don't make it to the Mount Rushmore.
That's all right.
But you do that right now with like knowing how to connect. Like there's someone that really is, I know people that want jobs.
Have you read his daughter's book, by the way?
No.
It's about losing her mother, I think, recently. She was on Breakfast Club like last year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was actually a really interesting conversation. I never read the book, but yeah, Nicole Avon.
Okay, I'm a suss that for sure, man. But yeah, I just like what he was able to achieve, at least from what everyone attests to. Like, obviously, we don't know what people do. I literally, before I put him down and spoke, I was like, I typed in Clarence, Avon, scandals. That's it. Let me see if there's anything I don't want to. I don't know. Nothing was really coming up like that. There was even a point in time when like people were telling him to fire some of his employees because of a deal. Like a company was saying, "Yo, fire your employees." He's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna make these people lose a job." I'm like, that kind of like I'm gonna ensure the good, like people can succeed. Nice. I want to do that. And then lucky last is Kobe Posty Hagen, also known as, I believe his handle on IG is Post Daily. Behind Grime Daily or GRM, the Gala, Guap Gala. No, sorry, not Guap. GRM Gala, and what's the Rated Awards? I don't know. I just like the way he's moved and what he did for the scene. How he handles himself. He's a serious guy, willing to be taken not seriously as well. Like he's not. It's not a. You know what you bring to the table.
Like I'm great.
I'm great.
I'm confident in that.
And I'm very confident in that, but I'm not going to force that into everyone's face. If you know, you know. That kind of vibe there. Where like, I have such a successful establishment, but so many people still just don't know that I'm behind this kind of thing. I like that. And yeah, when I think about the things that we're doing within community, within the amount of people that we've just connected to opportunities that people just don't know, and like the amount of stories that we're a part of, even when it comes to podcasts or community initiatives or jobs that just no one knows. Like the part we've played in that, I'm like, yeah. I want to be able to say at the end of the race, this is what I've been able to do for people. And I would love that for also that to be a navigation into also them and their Christian walk or something like that too. Like I would love that secretly behind the scenes, there's so many people that's like, dang man, look at this youth group right now. Like, these are so many people that we played a part in their life. So yeah, that's my peeps, man. Far out. That was long-winded.
No, it's good.
It's a good one though. It's a good one.
I like it.
Morgan. All right, cool. It's very interesting when you sent it and I was doing it as well. I was like, there aren't that many people that cross my mind or that I will put, but I'm really interested to see in like another 10, 15 years as we like transition through life, what that will look like who I'm listening to, or, you know, what kind of books I'm reading, what kind of authors I'm coming across, or people just doing life in general. But the first person I have was, I've spoken about her before. Her name is Hannah. And she's the one who kind of helped, like, guided me through like a really big portion of life. She unfortunately did pass away. But she was the one who was kind of behind Saturday School and creating that like community for all of us Sudanese kids to come together, you know, teaching us, cooking with us, taking us out on adventures. Through her, like, it was the first time we had gone to a football match, you know, for instance. So she really did open up a lot of avenues. And then along with that as well, another guy named Aiden.
Shout out Aiden, bro.
Shout out Aiden. Great people. Like, when I look at them, I'm like, you guys were so selfless in life. I mean, at the time, they weren't married, didn't have kids or anything. But it's like, because of them and their selflessness, they took upon, like, not me, but a lot of the kids were just like rascals. You know, they would come, they're causing problems, they're causing issues, but they really took us all as like their own children, and like were raising us, you know, reaching out to our parents as well. They had great relationships with our parents, and it's like just seeing them and the way that they cared for their community. Not even their community, that's the thing as well. That's not their community, but they came into and they were like, look, we want to come and bring you guys together and kind of create something here. Not that we want to take credit for it, but we want to create something so that you guys can go out and create something even bigger and greater amongst your own community. And for like forever and ever, I will always keep these people in my heart and the impact that they've had on me, on my family, on my friends. You know, there's some of the greatest memories that I've ever experienced was because of them and because of, you know, the doors. Even me going to high school as well for free. Like, I went to high school for free, guys.
Not like, just any high school.
Not any high school. A high school that pays like 30 grand tuition a year, like for free. So it's things like that that I'm like, I will never forget them and the impact that they've had on my life. Another one, very random, Ben Carson.
Oh, that pissed me off, bro. Oh, catfish me, bro.
It is just, I don't know why, but till this day, I think it's...
Good.
Yeah. When okay, I will say.
Is it the twins?
Yes, the twins and his story.
Google them. Google them. They're dead.
Google them. I did.
He
I
wasn't
know
that
the
good
story
at what he
behind
does.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Listen, I'm saying my initial meet. It's because of the impact when I first came across him. I came across his story and like just how, you know.
Genius.
His
Genius
background,
hands,
genius,
right?
yes,
Genius,
gifted hands. That was the movie.
So what we call you.
You know,
Hello.
being able to create something from hardship, and I think even at the time, because I was like, oh, like, you know, I can relate to this. Like, you know, parents are working hard to try and make ends meet and put you into school and do all of this stuff. And I was like, this is just so inspirational. And I think it was one of the reasons why I wanted to go into like healthcare, not to be a surgeon like him, but like just to go into healthcare and like take like helping people with that side of things, which was pretty impactful. And the last one, I don't want to say anymore though.
What?
It just doesn't feel the same level, huh? Wait,
No.
So you've got
So I've got Hannah, I've got Aiden,
Ben Carson.
and I've got Ben Carson. It was actually you.
You
are exactly. That's why I didn't want to say it, and you didn't, like.
Cute. I love that.
Like, it's you because it's so crazy. I don't want to be cheesy. Like, I actually don't want to be cheesy and I don't want to be corny. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, up until my life right now, I'm thinking about like all the different people that have made an impact in me. Like, obviously Hannah, Aiden, they have made a massive impact, and for me they changed the way that I view things in life, the way that I do things. Ben Carson as well, a massive impact in terms of, because through him I made the decision that I wanted to go into healthcare. And like with Daniel, there's a lot of things that when I met him and when he came into my life, like in terms of family, like he really helped the dynamic of my family.
First of all, you made me look so bad now, man.
Why?
I didn't put you down, bro. Freak.
No, I knew you didn't put me down anyways.
Oh, wow.
So, but like the dynamic of my family like it changed a lot when I met him in terms of like we weren't really celebrating birthdays, achievements and stuff like that until I met him, and he really like showed me the importance of it and being able to do it. And now we do it all the time. Like we're celebrating birthdays, we're celebrating, you know, milestones, we're gathering everyone together, and it's because like the impact that he has had on my life. And of course there's a lot of other things, but I don't want to talk about it.
Appreciate it, man.
That's dope.
You don't even.
You're off though.
You're not even on the mountain, man. You're too good
off.
for that, man.
You're off.
Jesus, Marwa.
Jesus, Marwa. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Rushmore.
That's hilarious. Top four, yeah. I think first, parents, you know, reason, you know, who I am today. So parents are always up there. Second and third, it's actually a primary school teacher and high school teacher. I think in primary school, this is like third grade. A shout out to Mr. Battle.
Battle?
Yeah, his name is Mr. Battle. Yeah, he's South African. I think when I was looking back in terms of like impact, you know, he's really up there. I think because the primary school at that age, I felt behind, even though I didn't really know I was behind. But he sort of knew that I was behind, if that kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? But man, like him and my high school teacher, Mr. Abdullah had, I think you know him. The Arab, I think he's Iraq, Iran.
I think he was Iranian.
Iranian. Yeah, at first I was like, this is the most strict guy ever. But then I realized this guy should really cares about me. Like really, really cares. Even after we finished high school, when we got the award, right, we went back to school. Dan and I received an award.
Multiple awards.
Oh,
Okay.
anyway, well,
all right.
But yeah, we received awards for
Magic
getting
hands.
like one of the highest in subjects, in certain subjects, right? So we ended up going back to receive the award, and just to watch him like pull him aside and just talk about like, man, like I'm genuinely proud of you, you know. And I think, and he was the only teacher to do that. Obviously, other teachers are like, oh wow, look at you, blah blah. But he sort of understands the hard work that I put in high school to be able to be like where I'm at. So yeah, someone that really, really cares. I'm like, that meant a lot to me. Someone that's willing to believe in you, like really believe in you. It's like, yeah, I understand family dynamic at the moment. It's not that great. You know what I mean? Like you're only here with your siblings and your mom. I think at that time my dad hasn't joined us just yet. So sort of understands like the family dynamic and how hard it is as well to try to do well in school, but also going back home and you don't really have anyone to really help you out with your homework and stuff like that. But he really believed in me, so that meant a lot to me. The fourth one, I wanted to throw a fun one in there. You know, could have gone like with my sister or something like that, but Dave Chappelle.
I was thinking of putting him on as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just something different, right? But I think what I like about him is he stands on business. You know, like he's always the same guy. And funny enough, talking about Andrew Schultz off the record before, is that he doesn't allow the public to change his opinion on certain things, right?
Or how
and I
he
think that's
navigates
I think that's where people lose trust in you. Right? Is that one day you said something, flimsy, it's like, and then people saying this, like, okay, cool, I don't believe in that anymore, guys, and then another thing. But I think you get more respect when you're like, I understand what you guys are saying, but it doesn't change where I stand on this thing as well. So shout out Dave Chappelle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
The old Italian lady that took care of Daniel.
That's so dumb, bro.
That's my number one.
Shout out Rosetta.
First one is the GOAT, Lionel Messi. And I say that because like genuinely the amount of joy in my life that has been attributed to this man, right? Like between the ages of
0 till now.
like what was it? It was like 2005 till 2022 at least, right? With the World Cup. Yeah. That's 17 years of my life. You know what I mean? Where it's like just genuine joy and memories and like moments that I just remember so vividly, as well as like the thing that I love, right?
You can also relive now too.
That I can relive. On top of it, there's also the element of like, this is someone who like, there's that story of like technically too small and had like a
autism.
Yeah, non-verbal kind of guy. So rude. He's not non-verbal, but he has the traits. But like genuinely, like just like he's kind of, you know, like underdog in a sense. But then to go on and be like undisputed GOAT of
madness,
the biggest sport in the world is like, it's a very cool story. But I think it's just mainly for that level of joy that's brought in. The second one sounds weird, but Charlemagne the God. I really like Charlemagne, and I like the personality, the content, whatever, all that kind of stuff. It's very cool. I think more so what I really enjoy, and because I don't actually agree with everything that he says at all, but it's like what I've always really enjoyed was like someone that is willing to have conversations with everyone. I think that has always been cool to me, whether it's pastors or porn stars. You know what I mean? It's like he's just like down to have a conversation with everyone, see what it is, tell them his honest thoughts on like whatever they're doing, right? Or whatever a topic is or whatnot, but then still have the conversation. And then beyond that, I think in this content space and whatnot, it's like I love watching him build like something massive that feeds so many people, right? Like I don't think we even realize how many things Charlemagne has his hand in, when, especially in the podcast space,
like the books, even the podcasts,
like all that kind of stuff, like that whole Black Effect Network and stuff. I just think it's very cool. And then also like to be that person that's like gone from wild interviews, making jokes, whatnot, to interviewing presidents and stuff, right? And it's like culture actually stops and listens, and not even culture, just like the news cycle stops and listens and wants to pay attention to what you're saying. I think it's inspirational for me.
For sure.
Third one would actually be my dad. I've always said this, where it's like, you know, like little kids when they're like, oh, who's your hero or not? It's like my dad. Like till this day, I'm like, yeah, my dad. You know what I mean? Like genuinely, I'm like, oh, I don't think you got much wrong. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking of that interview, bro.
What,
is your dad your hero?
Yeah.
Justin, wow, what's that wrong?
Justin. Yeah, but genuinely, my dad. Like, I look up to him in most things in life. Like, very much aware that he's a human, but I think even that is something that I look up to, in that like he's always kind of like, yeah, I'm just a human. You know, especially as I've gotten older, some of the conversations we're able to have and certain things, it's like, this is incredible. And the fourth one is David Wallace. David Wallace was, I called him Ducky. He was my coach as a kid, right? He's this Caribbean guy. He wasn't old. And to be fair, like, it was only so many years that he was involved in my life. But like at the time, he must have been like 26, 27, right? And I would have been 11, 12, 13. Right? And yeah, you got it.
No, I was trying to think of the name because it's from The Office. I was like, why is his name familiar? David Wallace is in The Office. Yeah. I was like, David Wallace.
Yeah. But Ducky had like just this ability to make training so much fun and like make everyone feel seen, laugh with everyone, connect with parents really, really well. That like, like, my mom's this Iraqi lady with broken English and this Caribbean British guy and her just like always talking every single session. And then he'd go and talk to the Polish kid's mom and he'd talk to the, I don't know, Nigerian kid's mom. And I was just like, it was just so cool to kind of see that whole dynamic, as well as like just the amount of positive memories that I associate with Ducky being in the picture. I was like, that's kind of like it's the fourth one that's kind of on the corner. See half the face. But yeah, I think that's my fourth.
Can't really tell who it is, but
you gotta squint just
like I'll never forget him, kind of thing. Yeah.
We're cool to touch base or tap in with the people that that we know that's still alive, or like we can like imagine that. Just be like, yo, like this is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Do you remember me? Even it would sound kind of big, but like I know it'd be just interesting.
It would
like,
be cool.
This is the point, and this you played this part, brother. Man's here, not that far. It didn't achieve anything.
Funniest thing. First, when we moved to Qatar, this would have been I would have been 2005, and then I think around, let's call it 2008, I probably got Facebook, right? And so I had friends in New Zealand, right? And I'm not aware of how grand Facebook is. So I've got this friend called Paul Wong, right? Yeah. In school in New Zealand that I was friends with for a couple of months. And I'm like, yo, I'm on Facebook now. There's people all over the world. I was like, let me try to find. Add Paul. So I searched for Paul Wong. And the first one that was in the area in New Zealand that made sense. I messaged, hey man, do you remember school? I'd never gotten a reply. Bro, I messaged some random guy called Paul Wong, generic ass name. Like, bro, we were friends.
Nah, man. There was no security checking on our Facebook activities, bro. Far. I think I've done some dumb stuff like that, too.
No, that's hilarious.
Shout out Paul Wong, man.
Shout out
Paul Wong. Hey, yo. Hey, man. It's dope.
Yeah,
dope to
it's
look back
cool
and
to
reflect
think
and see,
about
yeah,
the people in our lives.
who's played a
It'd
role.
be cool to see how that changes, and if it does change in like 2 years' time.
Yeah.
Visit the
Probably
conversation and be
Like,
like,
who
oh,
gets
who's it? And
added.
then you're like, oh, gets added or something. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Who gets moved? I don't know. But, yeah. Hey, man.
Imagine.
I think that's us.
That should be us, I think, man.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys. We hope you enjoyed it. In the comments, put down your Mount Rushmore. I would love to hear that.
Yes, actually. That
Would I?
probably dope.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I would love to hear that, okay? Put it in the comments. I need it, or else I'm going to delete the... No, I'm sorry. Okay, let's stop.
Catch you guys next week. I have no announcement to make. I don't know why I'm just dragging this out. Catch you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out. Bye.